I think we get right to the why you decided to issue a credit card which is offering 3% cash back on basically everything, all categories.
Yeah, the simple reason is we see an opportunity in the credit card market to build something that's really unique and special, and we wanted to have the best rewards, we wanted to have the best digital experience and the best design, and we're really proud of the work that the team's done, because we're not just business people and technologists, but we also have great artists, and as you can see, the design and the credit card is I think the most iconic credit card that's ever been made. So I think people will really enjoy it.
Vlad, we got so many questions for you from our audience when I said you were coming on. A lot of them around the 3% cashback. The first is from Regulatory Nerd on X asking, how are they funding the 3% rewards on the Gold Card products when consumer credit and debit interchange are much lower than that? Is it PFOF fees or some direct cost on the consumer elsewhere in your ecosystem? Please answer that for us, Vlad.
Yeah, certainly. So, as I'm sure it won't be a surprise, we're not going to enter a business without a path to it being a profitable business on a standalone basis. So, for the credit card business in and of itself, we generate revenue from the interchange, but also we generate revenue from the lending side of the business. So we don't think this credit card, even though it'll be great for customers that are paying off their balance in full, we also think it's going to be an incredible card for people that are building credit and getting started on their journey. So that's the credit card business as a standalone. We also see, since it's through Robinhood Gold, and you have to be a Gold member to qualify for the card, Robinhood Gold members actually, once they join, they adopt our products at a higher rate. Their cash balance and the amount of assets they put into Robinhood is much higher. They're getting all of this great value, including 5% APY on your cash, the 3% IRA match, the 1% unlimited deposit boost. So as they're getting this value, the revenue that we make from Gold customers is also multiples of non-Gold customers. So there's an ecosystem benefit to having all of their finances in one place, not just for the customers, but for Robinhood, the business. And we think that'll accelerate with the credit card.
Vlad, what is your big vision for Robinhood now? You know, the kind of big picture financial services goals. I think about the success of retirement products. You know, the first 12 months were pretty good, and then beginning of this year, really deposits blew up. Tell me what the Robinhood of the future is.
Absolutely, and I'm really glad that you mentioned that because, yeah, in the first 12 months, we had decent growth with retirement. We got up to about $1.5 billion in assets under custody in the first year. The past 3 months, we've gone from $1.5 billion to $4 billion assets under custody. So the growth has gone through an inflection point. And then what gets us really excited is the actual individual retirement account market in the US has over $14 trillion in assets. So the space is quite big. And even though we're growing quickly, there's just a lot of room to run and a lot of market share to be had. And we have been taking market share, not just on the trading side, but also on the asset side. Robinhood of the future, you look out, you know, over the long run, we'd like to build a platform where for all of our customers, we custody all of their financial assets, and all of their financial transactions should go through Robinhood because we provide so much value across the board.
Vlad, there are still questions about trust. Our other audience questions were about trust. I'm going to read you this one from Corp Report on X. Given the meme stock outrage still in memory in 2021, how do you plan to win and maintain user trust while expanding Robinhood's consumer credit offerings?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely been listening and learning, and you know, we've seen our share of movies that came out recently as well. I think, look, the focus is on providing as much value to customers as possible, giving them not just access to like trading tools, but also to the highest quality wealth building tools. We want to help customers build long-term wealth on our platform, and we think we're delivering on that. If you look at the value proposition of Robinhood Gold, in the same way that we've democratized access to trading and investments, we think there's an opportunity to democratize the private client experience and the private wealth experience. You have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in account balance or net worth at some of these big banks to get access to the finest perks and benefits. With Robinhood Gold, we're providing that experience to you for as little as $5 a month.
Vlad, this is the first time we've had a chance to talk since Dumb Money. And I just want to ask, for Robinhood, for you personally, was that movie a net positive?
Hard to say. I mean, I don't think that it did very well in the box office. But I do think that there is an opportunity to tell the Robinhood story and to focus on the customer story in a way that isn't necessarily pejorative. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of calling it dumb money. I think that sort of makes fun of how sophisticated retail investors have gotten over the past several years. And, you know, without Robinhood, the whole retail investor movement would likely not have happened. We're proud to play a role in that, even though we had some learnings along the way.